Hello, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer with over 30,000 clients worldwide and 40 years experience in the business. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this particular video on the mystery of expectation. You know, I'm so thrilled to see the reaction that one of my latest videos, The Meaning of Your Dreams, has created. There's just been so much feedback, and I thank you all for that feedback. So much feedback and so much wonderful inspirations that have come from that particular video. And I just want to have a little bit of an introduction to this particular video before I go on with the meat of the sandwich, what you might say. All of us are on a journey in life. All of us are on a journey in life, and that journey goes forever. My second book is called Coming Home, An Eternal Journey, and it is an eternal journey, and it's a marvellous, magical mystery tour that all of us are on. Thanks to God, Goddess, all that is. And all of us are coming in and out of life time after time after time in order to become more of who we really are, and then to eventually go on into higher dimensions of consciousness beyond the human level altogether. And all of us are creating our own reality. Don't think that the gods are just imposing things upon you and that somebody else is doing it to you. Every single one of us are creating all of the events and conditions of our life. And we all have the same raw materials. Those raw materials are our attitudes, our beliefs, our thoughts and our feelings. And with those raw materials, we make decisions and choices that mould and shape them into the events and conditions of our life. Those raw materials prompt decisions and choices. And what sort of decisions are we making? What sort of choices are we making? So they're the raw materials of life, and all of the events of your life, every single one of them, are created out of those raw materials. And we all have three tools, the same three tools. The pauper in the street, the bagman, and the millionaire has the same three tools. And they are desire, imagination, and expectancy. What do you desire is going to happen? What do you imagine is going to happen? But the third tool is expectation, expectancy. What do you expect is going to happen? Because you can have all of the desire in the world and all of the imagination in the world, but if you don't expect it to happen, if you don't expect that thing to occur, those events and conditions or set of events and conditions to occur, then they're not going to happen. And so expectation is vitally important, and that's what I want to speak with you about on this particular video. We are all more than a human being. We are primarily a spiritual being. We are a spiritual being expressing our consciousness at the human level. I have covered desire in many of my videos, and I've also covered the power of imagination. Imagination is an incredible tool. Imagination is a language of the soul. And it's through the imagination that we can go into the inner worlds and directly communicate with aspects of ourselves, future self, higher self, soul and spirit, and other beings that are there anxious for us, who are beyond the human level altogether, who are keen for us to become all that we can be and more. My aim in this video is to help you to understand the incredible power and the incredible mystery of expectation. Beyond helping you to understand the incredible mystery and the incredible magic of expectation, I want to help you use it in your life. in your daily routine, in the fullness of what you create, to help you use expectation, to help you remove the dull finish to what otherwise could be an incredible reality, to help you use this mystery and magic of expectation to create healing and incredible magical reality and amazing success where otherwise there would have been mediocrity. This is not going to be a pep talk on how you should use higher expectation and more expectation and deeper expectation. Rah, rah, rah. Nor am I going to artificially pump you up. You've been led down that road one too many times through other videos and other websites. You have tried many times to give yourself a pep talk and have admonished yourself to have higher expectations, only to discover that it didn't last. It may have temporarily produced good results, but ultimately it didn't last, and it even damaged you psychologically with the image that you hold of yourself. What I'm going to share with you on this video is an expectation that is genuine, an expectation that is powerful and solid. Expectation not generated by pep talk or pump up, but is generated instead by magic. From the real world, not from the world of illusion. You are told many times to raise your expectation, but nobody tells you how to do it. You need expectation which is not only high, but is genuine and solid. In addition to height, your expectation needs width and depth. In other words, it needs to be multidimensional. I want to help you to not only understand this multidimensional expectation, but to be able to use it in your daily life, to alleviate the pain, to alleviate the damage, to reduce the fear and to reduce the hurt that comes from pep talks and pump-ups. That would be sufficient reason to talk of real expectation, multi-dimensional expectation. But there are other reasons as well. Other benefits that come far beyond the obvious ones. First of all, within the magic and the mystery of expectation, some of you are going to find some gems, some jewels of commitment that once activated can produce all sorts of magic and miracles in your life. That force of commitment that can change the meaning of the past and can change the course of the future. Further, you have embarked on a new way of growing, upon a new way of changing, a way where many of the old words are used, but with new meanings and dripping with magic. The meaning of the words changes. Some of you are in the throes of creating a new spirituality, of founding a new spirituality. Not finding a spirituality that has already been packaged, but founding a new spirituality of your own for you and for those who will follow the maps that you create. The dreams you dream and weave, for those who follow your visions, the reality that you create. You are in the midst of creating a new spirituality. Within this great work, the mystery and the magic is essential. Expectation needs to be high, but it also needs height, width, and depth. Beyond that, when your expectation has its own height that is real, that is genuine, that is true, when it has its own width and depth, you are then able to tap into the expectation of your future self. You can also tap into the expectation of your higher self, that piece of God and Goddess that you are becoming. Your future self who contains all of your futures in this lifetime, there within it. Real aspects of yourself, not figments of imagination, more real than you. Your higher self has carried you and lifted you through hundreds of lifetimes to get where you are today. You are ready for the great work. You are ready for the next step. It's time now to renew and revitalize who you really are. Renew and revitalize, to gather together to renew and revitalize yourself, your power, your success, your spirituality. It's time to dream dreams now, living dreams, and transform them into realities. It's time now. Expectation is not the only key. It is not a panacea, but it is an important key. It has within it a most incredible mystery, a most incredible magic that you can use. To understand expectation, we must begin with what happens when it is low, as in most cases. We also need to look at what is its mystery and what is its magic. Then we need to do is to learn how to use expectation. Not out of pep talk, not out of pump up, but that which is genuine and real. The three tools that you use to sculpt and create the events and conditions of your life, your reality in other words, are desire, imagination, and expectancy. When one of them is lacking, you will fill in the gap with something else. You have perhaps seen my video on imagination and how it is a language, the language of the inner worlds, the language of the soul. You have also learned how desire comes alive whenever the imagination is activated. But what of expectation? What happens when you are convinced to have low expectations? You cannot just function with desire and imagination. So you will find something else to fill the gap if your expectations are low. There are any number of things that can fill that gap. But what we will do here is we will look at the main components. For some, it's cynicism, a form of skepticism about everything. Pessimism often goes hand in hand with cynicism. So those people are creating their reality through desire, imagination, and cynicism or pessimism. Another approach is through depression and apathy. Apathy is a lack of passion. They therefore use desire, imagination, and depression or apathy. Another approach is fear. I'm up for this promotion, but I am so afraid. I have met this person and I really like them, but I'm afraid they're not going to like me. We all know fear and we all use fear. It's an essential ingredient. Fear of heights, fear of failure, fear of loneliness, fear of rejection, but not to be used as a substitute for expectancy. Another replacement for expectation is entitlement. I don't have to do all the work because I've struggled harder than anybody else. I've suffered more than anybody else, and so therefore I'm entitled. So they use desire, imagination, and entitlement. Have I told you about my terrible childhood? Sit down. Another one is self-doubt. I wouldn't want anybody to think that I was expecting to get this job that I've applied for. I wouldn't want to appear arrogant. Another replacement for expectation is control, domination, and manipulation. If I don't control and dominate the situation, I know that this relationship is not going to work out. Another favourite is anxiety. Desire, imagination, and anxiety. These ones are the most common replacements for expectancy when expectation is lacking. If you want to know if your expectation is lacking, look at your levels of cynicism, pessimism, depression, apathy, fear, entitlement, self-doubt, control, domination, manipulation, or anxiety that you have in your life. Beyond that, it is important to understand why expectation is critical. The key here is balance. If you imagine something, then it will spawn desire. And if those two, desire and imagination, are in balance, then they too will spawn expectation. Now let's look at expectation from its perspective of its magic and its mystery. Expectation is essential to the generating energies. You have, for example, a clump of clay, and you have the tools with which to mould and shape that clay, but you need the motivation to carry out and conclude that creative process. That's where the generating energies come in. And they are trust, happiness, gratitude, and value. There are other generating energies, but these four are the most important and the most commonly used. Of these generating energies, trust is the strongest. There are 4 conditions that must be in place for a situation to be one of trust. 1. Something positive or negative must be the outcome. 2. It must be something that hasn't happened yet. 3. The negative outcome must be more dire than the positive is positive. And 4. It must be something that you expect the trust to be honoured, genuinely expect the trust to be honoured. If these 4 conditions are not there, then it's not a situation of trust. And now let's look at the sustaining energies. Expectation is essential to change. The only thing that is a constant in the universe is change. Expectation is not essential to negative change, but it is essential to positive change. So for positive momentum and for positive change, expectation is essential. Belief and choice are also essential to change. Reality creation follows choice and belief, and both are essential to change. Reality also follows image. If you have a negative image of yourself, then the result are negative events and conditions. In addition to this, expectation is essential for good health and longevity. Negative expectation or low expectation shortens your life. Now, I know that a lot of the things that I've spoken here in the last few minutes is very esoteric and very hard to wrap your mind around, and this is all I need to be able to go into the depth of expectation. Okay, because for me to go any deeper into expectation is just going to take you beyond where your imagination can conceive. Okay, so allow me now to just wrap it up by giving you a plan of action so that you can expand your expectation and this important ingredient for your growth and your longevity and your happiness and your magic and your miracles and your pioneering efforts at launching the new age and the new reality and the new world for others to follow those maps. You are more than you think you are. You are a pioneer just by the very fact that you are watching this video. You are a pioneer. But you don't think very much of yourself many times. But you are a pioneer. You are a map maker. You are a reality creator and a dreamer and a dream weaver. The first step to expand your expectation is 1. To engage in a regular ritual of daily meditation. Even if it's only for 5 minutes, it's the regularity that's important. And it will expand and become longer as time goes by, because you'll enjoy the results that you get from daily meditation. Commit yourself to a correct diet and eliminate all negative food from your diet. Commit yourself to a lack of dependency upon drugs and alcohol. Commit yourself to a daily exercise ritual and routine and better sleeping patterns. And commit to expansion of your understanding through getting stuck in to my CDs that are available from the free CD page of my website, and getting stuck into my videos that are available from the YouTube video page of my website, and go all the way through. Have your horoscope number 2 done by me, and you will get that free horoscope number 1 thrown in that gives you a look at what's going on in the next 30 months in the cycles and events and conditions that you'll experience, the opportunities for growth and expansion. And what horoscope number 2 will do for you for only $10 is incredible understanding about who you really are, what qualities, principles and values that you've developed in past lives. and what tests that you've set for yourself in this particular lifetime. Go on further into my intensives number 2 and 3. Order your horoscope number 3 so that I can talk with you personally. And regularly watch that video on the meaning of your dreams. Watch it twice a week for the next month, and you will be inspired to become all that you can be and more. So it's nice to have this opportunity to be able to talk with you. And I look forward to working further with you through my other videos, CDs, and helping you to become more of the giant that you truly are. Subscribe to my videos, subscribe to my website, and let's work together as a team to help you become the giant that you truly are. Thank you.